So this is your Teamfight Tactics patch 9.15 B-side notes. So this is the second half of last week's patch where we saw the Void buff, Guardian buff, um, and then a couple other things changed. Right now, I'm really liking where the meta's at. It seems really good. Like a bunch of the strong stomp comps were kind of toned down. Some of the not so strong comps that were suffering really hard got toned up. Everything's kind of in a good mix right now. I really like where the meta's at and where things are going. So light changes, and I'm pretty sure next week Hextech comes in, which is really cool. Or maybe that might be a little bit later. I don't really know what their plans are with everything. But I'm really excited for this. So diving right in, champions, Blitzcrank fixed a bug. Cool. Elise gets a buff, which is good. She's kind of on the weekend. The only reason that you really put her in is for early shapeshifter, early demon, and to do a little bit extra damage because the spiderlings, when they're out, they do additional player damage, but that got toned down in the last patch. So she kind of took a slight nerf because it was harder to push people down to the bottom, even using Elise. So giving her a little bit extra damage, and the spiderlings doing a little bit more damage as well is really beneficial. Karthus saw a buff last week, which didn't really make any sense, so it got toned down again. Ability damage nerfed quite a bit, 50 in the early game, 100, and then 150 late. He's a gold character though, so you're not really going to be seeing level 2 and level 3. You'll probably never see level 3. Level 2 can be done, a little bit rare, but this will just help bring him in line. Really, you're using Karthus with your 3 to 6 sorcerers, so he's already chunking. And the fact that he hits 5 people, I would like to see this come down to 4. Just because this is not really a nerf. Again, you're never going to really see rank 3. Rank 2 is very rare. I would like to see this come down to 4 to bring that more in line. He's the only ult that hits everybody aside from Sedge ult. Trying to think of what other ults hit a bunch of people. AS. I mean, I guess Lissandra, but that's kind of an AoE. Also, this one's not movable. It's not it's not dodgeable. Like you can walk out of Sedgel, you can walk out of the Lissandra AoE. This one kind of just hits you. So I'd like to see this come down to 4, but this is good. Kale mono required to activate has gone up, which is good. Building her with attack speed and Shojin's, she just keeps everybody alive. She's a really strong character. Again, she's a rank or a cost 5, which is hard to obtain, but you just throw her in, and she doesn't need a synergy. She kind of just keeps everybody alive forever. Pyke's stun duration has gone down at every rank. Eh. Pyke's good. I think he's still good. It's a stun that hits literally everybody. He pairs well with assassins. He's an early pirate. This change doesn't really change anything. It just makes him a little bit less annoying, which I guess is good. Rengar is actually getting nerfed. Ability attack speed bonus going down by 0.1, 0.2, and then 0.3 in the late game. I don't really know why, off the fact that they buffed this literally last week. Rengar is still probably one of the weakest assassins, aside from maybe Katarina. That's only because Katarina can't move. If Katarina could move while she's spinning, she'd be amazing. And the fact that it takes forever for her to get her thing online because of her mana cost. I guess with the correct items and the correct build, this is a little much. I don't know. We'll see. It's a slight nerf, but not too bad. Twisted Fate is getting a health buff and AD buff, which is really good because I was using him the other day and I noticed that I was like, why is he so bad? I realized he doesn't do any damage. At rank 2, he has the lowest AD. He has lower AD than a rank 1, pretty much anything else. So this will help bring him in line. I get that he's not like a hunter or like an ADC or anything. Like he's not a ranger, I guess, or an assassin. He's a sorcerer pirate. So like the AD being really high doesn't matter so much. But he had the same attack damage as Elise, and now he has more, which is good. So he fits better into the meta. He'll run well on a sorcerer comp. He'll run well on pirate comp, getting you that early gold. Um, Good changes all around. Veigar is getting a buff on rank 2 and rank 3. I guess it really doesn't matter because if you hit him rank 2 or rank 3, he's just like the ability is just gonna kill the rank 2s and rank 1s. So I guess this is for like if you have him at rank 2 and everything is rank 2 or above, just to give him that little bit extra damage. Pretty good change. Doesn't really break him or anything. Still makes him keeps him viable and makes it to where you don't have to get him to rank 3 to like be fully usable. Good changes all around the characters. This being the only one that is kind of meh. Everything else is good. Items, GA health and restoration has gone down to 800. I don't think this really matters. It will matter for early game. For late game, characters are doing tons of damage so fast that the 1,000 health wasn't that big of a deal. Guinsoo's is getting buffed again. For those of you that don't know, this started at 3% attack speed per stack. It went up to 4, I think 2 patches ago, and now it's going to be up to 5. I don't really know why. It's a good item on literally everybody. You throw it on a Draven, he just kills everything. I don't understand why we're buffing Rageblade. It'll help certain characters. Like you put it on a Nidalee, like that won't be too bad. But like her power scaling, and then with this when she transforms, is gonna be insane. Yeah, I don't know. 3% was good. 4% is fine. 5% doesn't make any sense. I mean, in 3 attacks, you're getting 15% attack speed. You're like in 3 attacks, you get a Zeke's. But like it's good. I don't know. Morello burn damage is going down to 20%. That's okay. Morello's isn't really built on mini characters. I guess Morgana, Garen, Katarina. So this kind of just is meh. Phantom Dancer now allows the holder to dodge critical strikes from abilities. So why? That doesn't make why? No. Phantom Dancer was already so good. The only counter to it was abilities. It was like the Yordle comp. Like the only counter to Yordles into this was abilities. And now if your ability crits, you just dodge it. Well, Phantom Dancer is really good now. Runan's bonus damage going up to 75%. That's better. Runan's wasn't really doing anything at 25%. It didn't make any sense, so this will help bring it up and make it a little bit usable. Fix an issue on Static Shiv where it would deal more damage than intended when less than 4 targets were available. Okay, that's fine. They nerfed it to 90 damage last patch, but Static Shiv's still a very good item to put on pretty much any comp. But Gunslinger, Ranger is where it really thrives. But yeah, it's a usable item in anything. It's probably still one of the best items in the game, aside from Curse Blade, which we still won't take out of the game for some random reason. Sword of the Divine, it's a 7% chance to activate instead of a 5%. Still, this item is not very usable. It'd be better to just, throw an IE on a character and have them just do more flat damage than trying to crit every time. Still can be usable on some characters, just not great when you have IE that you can throw on things. And bug fixes, fixed a bug that delayed players loading into the game. This was fixed last week. This was in a hot fix. They just put it in here. And that's it for 9.15b. I think overall, pretty good changes to characters. This is probably okay, but we'll see how it goes because They did buff his AD last week though, so he should still be fine. The Karthus change is great. Item changes seem good, aside from Guinsoo's getting another buff for some random reason, even though it's still probably, aside from Curse Blade and Static Shave, one of the most built items in the game. And then this just kind of brings it in line a little bit more, and this will help it actually be useful. Ta-da!